Welcome back, BSrs, to another exciting edition of Belonging Songs, your weekly podcast that brings you a brand new original song each episode every week. Then talks about the theme of that song and the processes that went into writing and recording it. I am your host, Wade Dana. With me today in the Squadcast realm, Bradley Maurer.
Hi.
Patrick Crane.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Great.
Gooder.
Pretty cool to be doing another podcast online, isn't it?
Yeah, this is great. I love not seeing you guys, though. I did get to see Brad Maurer in the flesh yesterday, which was weird.
Yeah, let's talk about.
That was weird.
Let's talk about that a little. You guys did what?
We went curling.
Do you guys know that I've been curling before,
We did.
right?
We invited you, and I have to say, your response was not as colorful as I was hoping for. You just said, I do not want to curl. And we heard your voice when you said it. So don't get us wrong there. We know exactly how you said it. But we were hoping
well
for
articulated.
9 to 10 bullet points of why that would be awful.
I was trying to finish a job. I was working, so I was.
You were jobbing?
I was in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of time to respond. So, funny story. My wife, Shanna, told me the other night that they put a picture of the curling trip that their school took that I was a part of from last year. They blew it up, and it's like a picture in her school hallway. And everybody's like, hey, we're having a good time outing. There's me in the background
They blew it
I
up.
don't like it.
Anyway, your name may have come up a couple times when we were playing. How did this guy not like this?
How do you not enjoy this?
No, it's totally fine. I was just having one of those days. I could go again, and I'm sure it would be fine. But you guys know me. You know how I get.
I know.
We had a great
We
time.
missed you. We missed you.
Yeah, curling's the shit. I can only imagine when the bar's open there.
Yeah. You gotta be a member to buy from the bar there.
It's just
That's why we
crazy.
keep Jason around. Hey, Jason.
Right.
I also told you guys that I will be milking this pandemic excuse for at least a year after it's over.
I've got a Subway Sub Club card for your pandemic excuses. You're gonna get a punch every couple days.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway, what are we doing today? New song. Me. I guess I'll just answer that myself.
We're talking about me. Brad, you all right?
What happened?
Brad down. Brad, did you
His microphone cut.
I lost my pen.
did you stub your toe while sitting?
No, I got it. Now I muted myself so I didn't make a bunch of racket because I was moving things. I couldn't find the black pen on the black floor.
Tell us a little bit about this song, Wade. When did this get inspired?
Okay, I can tell you this song. Let me look at the board here. January 2nd is when I started recording this. We are recording on February 7th right now. So this was one of the group of songs that I recorded all of the music for and then had no lyrics. I had 4 songs just sitting around, no words. So I finally got them. Another case where these songs, so I started this January 2nd. It usually takes me about 2 days to get the instrumental part of a song fleshed out once I start. So that puts us at January 4th. It's been sitting this whole time without words, and I've just been working on trying to write lyrics in that time. So finally got some. This song's riff was inspired by a phone demo. When we did that phone demo exercise back in the 1 on a 10 episode, we listened to a bunch of them. We didn't listen to them on the show, but this was one in my folder. So even though I have not started the song that we actually picked for me to work on in that episode, this song here was inspired by that day by listening to the phone demos. And I was like, I remember
cool.
that. That's a cool idea. So I've got that for us to listen to here. You may remember it, but this is the riff that I used to write this song. So if you guys pull up In Space, which is what I named this song, riff phone recording, that's what we're going to listen to right now.
And it's not a guitar demo.
It's a keyboard.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, so that is the genesis of this, and that was recorded November 10th, 2017.
Has a really classical progression to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not exactly the same in this new demo, but you'll recognize it right away. And it's one of those things that, like I said, 2017 is when I jotted that down, and now it's just getting turned into something. So sometimes these ideas sit around for a while, get forgotten about, and we listened to all those demos that one day, and it sparked something. And I was like, oh yeah, I think I will turn that into something. So that was pretty cool that we did that, and that it has now turned into a song. Like I said, I've entitled it In Space. You guys have the lyrics there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a listen. You guys ready?
Do it.
Yes.
Great, terrible things could done, but we're so small, so probably not for us. Eventually, the heat from our faraway sun will expand one day. There'll be just another frozen ball out in space. Great, terrible things could done, but we're so small, so probably not for us. We'll just go on with our days, thinking they're important in some way. Think about how when all our gravity's gone, we'll float away. We'll be just a bunch of frozen statues out in space. And we'll wait, and we'll wait, we'll wait, and we'll wait, and we'll wait, and we'll wait. We'll be a discovery someday. Jewels suspended in space. There will be a discovery someday. Jewels suspended in space. Will be a discovery someday. Jewels suspended in space. There will be a discovery someday. Jewels suspended in space. Great, terrible things could done, but we're so small, so probably not for us. We'll just go on with our days, thinking they're important in some way. But really, we're just floating here, out in space. 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 All right. That is called In Space by me.
Little negative, don't you think? A
perspectives.
little bit of a downer. I mean,
Rated R.
I do have a problem with your physics on this, and gravity's stopping. It's a function of mass, Wade. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit for an hour or two.
What if the sun explodes and is no longer there?
Well, that can't happen.
Will magnets still work?
Yeah.
What are magnets?
I don't know. What if the sun is actually a magnet, and that's how space works?
Hey,
Right.
our next I See People song should be called all about magnets and how they work.
It's funny. The last song we heard from you, I talked about how I thought the solo didn't fit very well as far as the tone of it. I love the solo in this song, and
You love my very new agey jazz solos.
I love the soupçon of pig nose in there. There's no denying you used pig nose on the solo, so please don't tell me you didn't, because it sounds kazooey.
I didn't.
You didn't? What amp did you use? It sounds like the pig nose.
I'm going to tell you, and it's hilarious. So I used this little tiny Marshall amp that I have.
Oh, that little like bookshelf guy?
Yeah, but I also dug out my really old Digitech RP5 pedal.
No, I saw this on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was searching for the chintziest sound I could find.
I think you got it.
That sounded very like new agey
it's
dated.
I love the chimey guitar, the rhythm guitar under it too. It's just like with that. I love the solo in the song. Like, love it. I just wrote
two solos.
I just wrote perfect underline.
Cool.
Cool lyrics, really cool lyrics. The end part, the outro will be floating. What is it?
We're just floating in space.
I would love to hear like some oohs and ahs. Layer the vocals a little bit there. But I think that'd be a really fun end to this song.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna fade this out, or I know it goes on a little long, but I don't know.
Lean into it.
Fade it out or end
Have
it.
fun with it. Bring in, like I said, just bring in some background, oohs, ahs, harmonies, and then you can fade it out from there. But this song is great.
Oh, cool.
I kind of like
okay.
on that part. I kind of like the sudden stop, and I think it would be even cooler if it built up to a sudden
I just
stop
hear like
instead of fading it out. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then gone because you're in space and
and you can't hear anybody in space.
Does gravity blow up?
So how are you going to be listening to that?
I have very similar notes on this song where I think it's fun as hell and cool to listen to. Definitely your kind of wheelhouse for how you write a song, where at first I'm like, I don't know. But then by the second chorus, I was like, yeah, I like it. Because I wasn't sure, I always try to fit it into some sort of container, and I don't think it needs to be put in one. But I think it's awesome. Like, it's well written and it's fun and a little thinky.
Yeah,
which is
it's good rotin'.
Yeah. So what do you guys get out of this thematically? I mean,
I just think it's about the standard discussion of we're in this little blip, and I think when that blip, the space-time continuum, I mean,
is that Neil deGrasse Tyson on this podcast?
We are a tiny piece of it.
Yeah,
we are in one dimension.
That's what I got. You have this little sparkle on your time here, or maybe lack there of a sparkle, and then it's gone. It's meaningless. You're cold dust.
100 years is really nothing if you get that many.
I was hoping to highlight our insignificance with this, that we are this little blip, but also our delusions of grandeur, where like even after in the song literally we're just floating out in space as frozen statues, but then there's that alt chorus that's sandwiched in between the solos that is like, we'll be a discovery, we'll be jewels for some, like we still always ascribe this importance to our existence that I don't necessarily always believe is the case. So I tried to kind of highlight that thematically with that part.
There's no mention of space lasers.
Well, this song was all recorded with lasers.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get a couple more pews in it or something? Like,
I will probably release this exclusively on Laserdisc.
Okay.
On triple gatefold Laserdisc.
Yeah. Have you thought about some flute?
Yeah. Pan flute, to be specific.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a wheel up, right? And I think we spin it, and it's like, oh, you got flute. You're gonna have to put some flute.
You drew the flute card.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean like an ingredient song?
Very similar, yes.
Okay.
Only we ruin real songs.
Yeah.
No, like you have to. Like the song's already done.
Song's done, but you're like, well, good luck with the flute on that one, pal.
It's like, so in Jeopardy, like every once in a while, we'll just get like a daily double in the middle of an episode, and they'll be like, you got to spin the thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the song's, I know you think it's done, but
yeah,
you just got
zapped.
You got zapped.
Zapped good.
Both of you kind of think the end should get bigger then?
I didn't say that. I don't remember saying that. Can't prove I said that.
I remember saying that, and I think it would be good. Yeah, I think it would be cool to build to the sudden stop, because I actually do like.
Okay.
You
like the sudden stop.
I want you to lean into. It's a fun song. It's a little bit of a dark theme, but the song musically is still a lot of fun. So I think, at that end, make it a little more musical kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be awesome when it's on the soundtrack for like Spaceballs 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Spaceballs 2, the soundtrack.
Right. It's going to be just the intro to Spaceballs 2, where the spaceship is just flying and flying and flying and flying and flying.
Exactly.
It's funny you like that end, because that was just an arbitrary end point. You know, I looped it a long ways because I initially thought I would fade it. So I'm glad that it kind of did end in a good way. I try to do that when I do that. Like, I think I'm going to fade it, but I'm still going to try to, like, hit as I go, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to keep hitting this note.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you get what Bob Ross calls happy accidents.
Yeah.
When that happens.
I think that's what that was.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this song's really going to benefit from a mix too. It's pretty rough right now.
Yeah, I would say I want those solos a little more forward.
Okay.
Right? Like, I think they're a little distant.
I like that you guys like those. I was waiting for the comments on those.
No, I think they're fun as hell.
Yeah, I think they're great.
So BSers, if you do go to our Instagram page, I did put up a picture of that little tiny Marshall amplifier and that Digitech pedal. And I think I said something like, you're about to enter the tone zone
yeah.
when you jack into a rig like this.
I just hope you had it clipped on your belt. Because
that pedal's huge.
No, the Marshall.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's still like a 5-inch speaker.
We should get you some backpack straps for it.
It's not the little headphone amp then.
No, that's
the belt clip.
It does.
No. I have one of those.
You did. I
do have one of those too.
The magic combo of simulating a broken pig nose. If you ever need to, that's your combo right there.
Yeah, it's good to know you have that.
So yeah, those effects are built. They come from that Digitech RP5.
Digitech, high quality stuff. All plastic chassis on their pedals. Does that one have an all plastic chassis?
No, it's metal.
You spent a lot of money.
Now, if you want to get technical for a second,
ooh, we got time for that.
Always down for a TEC.
I recorded that solo 4 times and used different microphones. Okay, no, I doubled it, but each time I had 2 microphones on.
Mm.
No.
Mm.
No, I'm sorry.
Get your story straight.
Yeah.
I know.
No.
I recorded it 4 times, twice with one microphone, twice with another, different pickup settings. So, yeah.
That's why it sounds bold.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is. Bold barbecue.
This is a very theatrical song, though, and I think
you think so?
I think so. I think it needs like that kind of cool, like little bit of weird tone stuff because
the music video would be definitely you floating in space singing this song with a guitar amongst the bones and bodies of other people
with space junk.
Yeah.
There are 20 guitar tracks on this.
That's a good handful of guitar tracks.
So 4 for the solo, 4 main guitars. I think I mentioned before, like I'll go through first and record a clean version of the main guitar all the way through. I'll double it, and then I'll start to layer my distortion effects wherever I want those. So there's 4 main guitars. There is pig nose on here. There's 2 pig nose tracks. There's some brownies and creams guitar. That's a fuzz pedal. There's some of my big muff. There's 4 tracks of that. You'll notice the Strat tremolo in there again, like I've mentioned a few times.
Little Easter egg.
Lately, yep, I've been doing that. So 2 Strat tracks, 2 Swinger tracks, which is that Satori Sonics envelope filter pedal, and some old Yeller overdrive distortion tracks, 4 of those. So a lot of guitar tracks, just 2 vocal tracks right now. Bass direct, Ludwig Black Oyster Kit drums. No background vocals right now, so that might be something I play around with a little more. Was that somebody's stomach?
Yeah, that was just my stomach grumbling.
Boy's hungry.
Yep, I had breakfast. That's about it.
Yeah, I had a very small breakfast and then many technical difficulties.
You ate a shit sandwich after that.
Yeah, so I'm full.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. So work on the end. Maybe just flesh this out and mix it a bit better, and we should be ready for a revisit.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
this might be fun too. Which you've been doing a lot lately is just putting some ambient noises in there, like some phased stuff, just to kind of get that space vibe.
Yeah, especially for that end. You mentioned background vocals, but I'm thinking maybe almost like sweeping pads.
Yeah, I was thinking like phaser or flange.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, yeah, I will get to doing those revisions, and when we come back,
Theremin.
We'll listen to it again.
Sousaphone.
I don't have a theremin.
Karate chops. Pork chops.
Recorded karate chops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Wade's both sick of recording today and sick of us.
This podcast is over. To the future. Set course. To the future!
Where are we going? In space? Is that what we're doing?
We're going in space.
All right, let's do it.
We are in space.
Let's figure it out.
February 14th.
It's
Happy
figured.
Valentine's Day, boys.
Happy Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
BSers, happy Valentine's Day.
Every day's the
Even though
14th.
it's probably, I don't know, months in the future by
It's
now.
not Valentine's Day.
It's not, but they still have that box of fucking Whitman samplers on their counter that they're.
I think this is going to come out on March 1st.
And they're still lonely.
Yeah, aren't we all?
So yeah, we are in space. We're in future space from where we just were. Going to talk about the song In Space.
That was the most philosophical thing. We're in the future from where we once were.
Well, you know, people do tune in for the insight, I imagine.
You think people have like charts, like they have a poster board and they have like yarn connecting 2 places in time? Do you think the BSers are out there doing that? Like, I think I got it figured out. I think if today is Valentine's Day and we're listening on June 23rd.
The BSers were the DSers this whole time.
Right.
It was like 2 sides of their personality. One was the bad boy. The other was the normal Joe who was caught up in commercialism.
Yep. We know there's internet sleuths trying to figure out our timeline.
Turns out we were the BSers all along.
Oh.
Bringing you songs from the future.
Wait, so you guys think they're actually our listeners?
There's 100.
I don't know. Okay, let's talk about that a little
actually.
bit for Shanna, who's listening, and probably I'm guessing Andy listened to this episode, so you too.
I got a message from Sarah yesterday. She was listening to
102
Pistols and Chains.
Okay.
Shanna did?
No, Sarah was.
No, Sarah did.
Okay, Sarah's listening
Did
too.
she
So we'll
listen
ask
to it
the three of them.
103 times?
Yeah.
We're all out of sync right now, so we're talking over each other. Let's all pause for 5-second station identification break. Okay, hopefully we're all in sync now.
So anyway, listeners, we had a record-breaking week. We're a little skeptical.
BSers, we do wonder if you're out there listening, and we would love for you to send us a message and, tell us where you're from, tell us what you do when you're listening to us. That'd be fun. Like, are you doing chores? Are you working out? Are you trying to sleep?
Do you want us to leave you alone?
Right. What do you do when you listen to belonging songs? We would love to hear from you. Maybe we can make that a new segment on the show, like emails or messages, because really we don't get any. We are starting to wonder if anybody is listening. So please get a hold of us. We would love to hear from you.
Oh, we know you're out there. We'll find you.
We want
to give them an ultimatum. I mean, if you're not there, we're going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the storm is coming.
That's right. If you like it,
oh God,
tell
that phrase
somebody
is going to
like
get us flagged.
I'll edit that.
Yeah, probably a good idea to cut that one out. Yeah, and actually, bots, if you're listening, bot us what you think of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Throw up a generated review about checking out your nudie website. Whatever.
Throw up like 100 or 200 of them. It's cool. What's it to you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
we don't even care if you're Autobot or Decepticon.
Yes, BSers, we're having some slight technical difficulties as per usual in this virtual world. Brad's got a sick chicken up on the roof. Patrick has dropped the call already once. My interface just doesn't seem to work anymore, so I'm still using this USB microphone that I bought for last time, which there's going to be a good month's worth of episodes where I have to use this, and I didn't have it figured out last recording session, so the audio was not great. We apologize for that. We're doing the best we can.
We do this for you. We walk uphill both ways in the snow for you.
So let's, while the going is good right now, let's get into this song. So if you guys recall, we left this... Patrick, you had suggestions about wanting to hear more like background vocals in particular, and I will tell you, I didn't put any in.
Yeah, I figured you weren't gonna. I mean, essentially at this point, I feel like maybe I'm the bot.
No, I did take the I knew this song was going to need some more instrumentation to fill it out, and being that the setting is in space, I had kind of already planned to put in like some synths, virtual instruments, and that's what I did instead of going the background vocals route, because this song is more of like a rock song type of thing with the very forceful vocals. I didn't feel that... What, did you guys lose me?
I lost you.
Did you ever stop and think just for 1 second that maybe it's your internet?
No, it could be. Am I back?
You're back now.
You're back.
Yeah. Okay, where'd you guys
start talking about how the setting was in space?
Yeah, so this song is called In Space, and the vocals are kind of forceful, and it's like a straight up kind of rock song, so I didn't really envision a lot of oohs and ahs to back that up. Instead, I filled the arrangement out with the synths. I used a emulation of a Jupiter 8 synthesizer, which I thought was fitting, and I kind of arbitrarily picked it because of the name. I was like, well, this will work. I don't use this one a lot. I mean, it's got a lot of cool sounds on it. Let me find some on the Jupiter, because that kind of fits the theme of the song. So that's what I did. I added 4 stereo synth tracks that you'll hear coming in and out of the song. And another interesting thing about this song, when I approached the mix, I kind of envisioned myself like using a lot of crazy effects on this song, and like, oh, this is going to be really fun. It's like in space, I'm going to use all this crazy stuff. And I really didn't once I got into it. I kind of let the instrumentation speak for itself. Yeah, I put a delay on some vocals and some minor things here and there, but for the most part, I just let the instruments kind of do their thing and didn't end up doing what I thought I was going to do in the mix. So I'm excited for you guys to hear it. I think it did turn out good. So if you guys are
I was
ready,
excited to hear it till you didn't do any of that stuff. Now I don't even know if I'm going to listen to it. I'll pretend though.
Yeah, I already had a review already written out based on what Patrick suggested.
Yeah.
I think that what I did kind of fulfills what Patrick was looking for. I'm hoping that that's the case.
We'll see. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to go all independent artist, Prince, change your name to a symbol and not listening to the record company, then you do you. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Great, terrible things could dawn.
and we'll wait, we'll wait, and we'll wait, and we'll wait, and we'll wait. So there it is.
Are you sure there's no pig nose on that solo?
Yep.
I still love that solo, and I love the first one. How it comes out of the solo is so good.
So anyway, we had talked about that solo, and I was at the first half of this episode, since I've already edited it. Tried to say that a few times. I was saying like, oh, I had 4 tracks, and then I was like, oh, 2. I didn't get it straight, but once I opened the session and looked at it again, I did record that solo 4 times, playing it the same way, because I wanted to have 2 of the tracks straight up front, in the center of the mix, and then I wanted to pan 2 out wide. So I did record 4 of them, so I would get a bigger feel when that solo came in, but still have it nice and centered in the mix. Just to clarify what we had talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's still good. I still really like it. I was surprised how subtle the synth was. It's a little down in the mix, but I think it's really effective. It adds exactly what you were saying.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of them going on.
Yeah.
And if I were to take them away, I think you would really...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
really
can tell
notice.
They're there, but they're not overwhelming. I was expecting bloop, bloop, beep, bop, robot sounds.
Yeah.
But no, they're just ambient, so I think that's really well done. I like the delay on the vocals a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense. They might go on a little too long. Like I made a note around the 2:53 mark. I thought maybe just taking them off there might be a little more effective, and then going into the I like how you stop the song with the delay still going. I think that's really good for the mood of the song, because it sounds hollow and empty, and like there's a vast
at the very end, you mean?
Yeah.
That was the idea. It was
so I like that a lot. Well done. But yeah, I think other than that little nitpicky thing, I think she's done.
I think she's done too. I like how you added so much more depth to it without making it a synth song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's where Patrick was going. I think you expected it to be really synthy sounding, but it's really like a guitar-driven space song, which is awesome.
Like I said, it's like a straight up rocker for the most part, so I didn't want to overpower that with the synths. I just wanted to give that the space that the song needed.
I really like it. I like the ones you picked. I was really kind of paying attention to them. And I like where they come in, and I love this song. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Harnol Slin, guitar-driven space songs for friends and family. That's the album title.
I think this one really benefited from the mix. I said that before when we were listening to it. It was little loosey-goosey before. It didn't have the tightness and the power that a song like this requires, and I think this is a good example of what a mix can do for a song. Because like I said, I didn't do a ton, and if you were to look at my mix session, Brad, especially you being familiar with, using a bunch of plugins and all this stuff in the mix window of Pro Tools, like you can really fill that up with stuff. But yeah, this one, there's not a lot going on. It's just a lot of just like scooping frequencies out that were getting in the way and highlighting a few things that needed to stand out. So I think this one came out pretty well.
Yeah, the only negative, or not even negative, just what I wanted more of. I wanted that solo to be a little bit more in my face. Just a little bit.
You had said that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty in your face.
Is it? I'll listen to it again and see if maybe I'm just
I actually brought it down a little bit because I had it louder and it was just kind of piercing my ears as I was listening.
So you're probably right. Yeah, I guess it's there pretty loud.
There's obviously reverb on that solo, but I also added a tiny bit of slap delay just to give that even more of a filled out feel. Mm-hmm. I think that helped it.
No, I like it. I'm down. It's a really good song.
Patrick, you mentioned those delays on the vocals, and I think maybe for that last verse before it goes into the end, maybe I could tame those back. That was the part I wasn't sure if I wanted them in there. Like maybe it got a little too redundant.
Yeah, I think so. I think it loses its effect.
Okay.
Because when they first come in, I think that's amazing. It's great. And then when the song ends, they're also used to really, really high impact. But I think that middle part, they might lose a little bit of their edge. So I would just flip that switch off there and see what you like.
I think I agree.
I do agree with that.
I don't think that's something we have to revisit.
No. It's like I said, it's the only thing I could nitpick on. But
I like that part being a little more filled out. So maybe just turning them down even a little more. But I'll play with that a little and we'll see where that lands.
Note, like I said,
I think you're right.
253. Take a look in that area. Plus minus 5 seconds.
Cool. So yeah, this one's pretty wrapped up then, I think.
Did we get through a whole episode? Okay, it's recording. It says it was recording.
I think we did it.
Our levels look like they're leveling.
I think it's outro ready.
Yeah, let's roll. Let's try this thing.
Right.
This is where it all comes together.
Let me crack my knuckles and okay. Let's see. BSers.
Dear BSers.
Patrick's poured himself a fresh pot.
Yep. Hold on.
Brad, you've got the song, the letter in the opera where you're writing.
Yeah.
Like maybe on our outros, you get a pad of paper and a pencil and you start writing, and then we do it real slow talk outro, like Dear BSers, or like the outro of a Doogie Howser episode, but instead of the computer, it's like the writing and like a letter to the fans.
I found a website. Did I already tell you guys this? I found a website that has all of the Doogie Howser journal entries.
Dear BSers, thank you so much for listening to another exciting episode of Belonging Songs. Okay.
I know we only talk once a week, but you guys mean so much more to us than that. Whether you're a bot, a human being, whether you subscribe to our Patreon or leave comments, we value your friendship. Maybe we don't get together as much as we should. Maybe this should be a twice a week podcast, but God damn it, we miss you, BSers, and I wish you well.
BSers, this is not post-production. This is Brad playing. This is Brad scoring our podcast live.
That was live shit.
Yeah, what other podcast does that for you?
With my left hand, and the keyboard is on the other side of the desk.
Yeah. Brad, could you give us your classic pole position start music? I know you've been practicing that.
I don't know the key.
Okay, if you like what you've heard here today, please like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast and tell your friends. And like we mentioned before, please send us a message. We want to hear from you and maybe even read your emails or reviews on the podcast. So maybe let's get that going. That would mean a lot to us to hear from some of you. New t-shirts going to be up in the store. Brad's Chicken Tea. That's right. We've got a satellite chicken t-shirt coming. It's a black t-shirt with a white satellite chicken on it. Looks super cool.
Is Chicken Tea related to Chicken Joe?
Buck, Playboy. Check out our Instagram. Now that we've got season 2 underway, we're trying to post there a bit more. Also check out our website, belongingsongs.com, where you can listen to the before and after versions of all our songs. Patrick curates our Spotify playlist, which is updated weekly with all the finished versions of the song. So that's super cool. If you're driving around in your car, you don't want to listen to us talk, but you want to listen to our songs, throw on the Spotify playlist. Link in the episode description, as is our Patreon support link, where you can support Belonging Songs with your hard-earned cash and gain access to our second podcast, What We're Listening To, where we listen to a new album each episode, talk about it, how it relates to pizza. We get a little fun facts about hot dogs from geographical areas where artists reside, as well as some trivia from that state or area. Patrick hosts that podcast, and we're having a lot of fun doing that.
We have
this
stickers.
Podcast has stickers and is produced by Satellite Chicken Sound Labs. If you or anyone you know needs help producing a podcast, go to satellitechicken.com. Also, music production help available there. That is it for this week.
You want to go through a couple of the emails?
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah,
I got one here from listener Sticker Mule. Hi, Wade. Your order arrived today. Don't miss any of our crazy deals. We love to surprise you. Here's one from our buddies at DistroKid. Hi,
oh God,
we've detected your single live on Heart Radio.
Oh, fun. DistroKid.
All these emails are rolling.
Unbelievable. Here's another Sticker Mule. Hi, Wade. These items for your order have shipped.
Speaking of, guys, I ordered you guys some mule sauce.
Right on.
So,
oh shit! Can you put it with hot dog sauce?
Well, we will find out. So I ordered a pack. So you guys have some hot sauce coming from our sticker distributor, and it's legit. So Sticker Mule has good.
You gotta love a stickers and hot sauce joint.
Yep.
I don't want to overpromise here, but what we're listening to might have a new sauce segment if we keep this up.
Oh, sweet! I'm down for that. Okay,
and it's gonna be anything just called the sauce. It doesn't matter if it's hot sauce, hot dog sauce.
So maybe we just keep reading emails like that until we get actual.
I like it.
I mean, I could keep going. There's 99 plus, Wade.
Oh yeah, DistroKid is definitely our
98 of those are DistroKid from yesterday.
Yep. Got one from Swadcast. You've scheduled a new recording session.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
is that for today?
Don't forget to read the studio's desperate to sign bands that's saying we're a real studio.
Oh yeah, we're some of those. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. With that, we're gonna get out of here this week. BSers, thank you so much for listening. We think, and we hope to see you back here next week.
Are you a robot?
That's good. Boom, done. Next.